drop kick. Beautiful. Luke Williams outside the ring. Now it's Butch Miller. Now Jack Victory. As Terry Taylor and Fantastic. They promised Houston wrestling fans they would be ready for this battle, and they're not letting down the Houston fans at all. So the Fantastics and Terry Taylor. And now Terry Taylor displaying a walk the Fantastics are made famous, as they are ready, both physically and mentally, and also emotionally for tonight's battle.
Well, I tell you what, they're all excited about. Everybody's filling up for the tournament, but I think they have done a lot of preparation mentally and physically, Pete, as you so aptly described, and for this match. And I tell you, I have the lucky distinction of being able to see Universal Wrestling Federation all over the country. This place here is in a class by itself as far as enthusiasm. And as I said, I'm going to come early, and then we'll go out and have a few fajitas, some of that good Texas barbecue or something we have when we come down. But I'm going to be here early. Starts at 8 o'clock, but I'm going to be here long before that. Look forward to visit with all the fans. It's going to be a great night on the 30th.
Well, you know, it's a tremendous tribute to Houston wrestling fans that the tournament site was selected to be Houston, Texas. That's how much appreciation the Universal Wrestling Federation has for these fans and the reputation as being some of the best wrestling fans in the country.
Exactly right. It's a great tribute to the people. We took that in consideration. And also your involvement, Paul's involvement in the promotion, it all took it in accounting as we got great action. I'll tell you what, the Fantastics and Taylor are on fire in Texas. The fire is burning deep in the heart of Texas tonight.
They're looking for a place to send Butch Miller. They find, oh! That's the first time I've ever seen that. A triple drop kick. And Butch Miller is sprawled out on the concrete floor. It's a good thing we had a he still may be rolling.
Well, I can tell you, I've said it many times, and we're darn proud of it. But we are awful proud of our program.
And two referees are not going to be able to bring these men under control.
I've never seen anything like it ever in wrestling right here. The chairs, they're on the floor, they're out of the ring. They got steel chairs, they're bleeding. The Sheepherders and the Fantastics have got to settle it somewhere. And it's got to be settled in the most physical way that can be settled. What a matchup. They've got to get this under control.
Well, it was billed as a six-man tag war, and that's what it's turned out to be. As we've got them battling up the aisles now. Up the aisles. And the cameras are doing their best to follow them up there. But they cannot go all the way down to deep in the Coliseum. And Jim, that has to be one of the wildest tag battles I've ever seen.
I've never seen a wilder match in all the years I've been calling the action. I've never seen anything like it. The point I want to make is that when the Sheepherders and Fantastics get back in the ring and get it settled, somebody's going to get hurt. And it's going to be one of the most physical matches ever in wrestling. They got to think long and hard before they sign contracts for that one.
You can bet this issue is going to be brought up to the wrestling officials at the Universal Wrestling Federation. As Jim Ross has pointed out, something has to be done with this issue. When these men get inside the ring, it explodes, and it's a dangerous explosion.
Referee Gilbert has declared this match disqualification.
So that's the official verdict. A double disqualification. And one of the wildest tag battles you're ever going to see.
No doubt about it. And well, I tell you, it's been a great hour, and we got a lot more excitement coming everybody's way. As I said, next week we hope to hear from Dark Journey, and we'll have some real key interviews from specifically Pete. Michael Hayes has made a very bold statement, and we'll hear that next week.
We'll be back for more Houston wrestling action in just one moment.
Let me say this. Sheepherders and Jack Victory, this is just a start right here in Houston. I want to tell you guys something right now. You've got Tommy Rogers, Bobby Fuller, Terry Taylor fired up. Mr. Boss, it's got to be a cage, a scalpel, anything. We want the Sheepherders and Jack Victory, those slimy limeys, right here in front of all these great Houston fans, because we're going to make them twice as bloody as they thought they made us.
That's right, Mr. Boss. You know the Fantastics have some tough battles, but we've never been in tougher battles than you Sheepherders. I'm going to get hurt. We need to cage this in. We need to get somewhere where we can get a hold of them where they can't run. So Sheepherders, right here in Houston, was where we want it all to take place. Right here. You're getting a challenge, so either you take it or you don't. Either you're a coward, and you better take it.
Well, say, you just told me before you wanted to wrestle them in barbed wire.
Anything, it don't matter, Mr. Bush. We're sick of it, brother. America, love it or leave it. And if it's up to Terry Taylor and the Fantastics, you're going to leave it on this next Houston card.
You still mean that about that barbed wire?
Anything, you see this blood, and that blood, let me say something right now, it's all going to come to a head, ain't that right?
Mr. Boss, whatever you can get them to sign, we don't care. Cage, barbed wire, scaffold, it does not matter because Bobby, myself, Tommy Rogers, and Terry Taylor, I know we're fed up to here with them.
You know, I want to say this right now, Mr. Boss. A barbed wire match, if we have, it's the most deadliest match in the world, and we don't mind taking the Sheepherders on a barbed wire because we just don't care. We're going to get it done in Houston.
I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that the people are talking to the huge tournament on the 30th of May. These fellows are talking about meeting the Sheepherders and in a tag match and talking about barbed wire. We'll have more to say about that, I want to tell you, because if they want it, they're going to get it. And so are you out there. You're going to get it and see it. And here at the Coliseum, we're anticipating the greatest show that has ever been offered in wrestling in the city of Houston, and that goes back more than 60 years. Our ticket sales Monday, and it's and it is Brett Sawyer, who is, I keep wanting to call him Buzz, and I know that Buzz Sawyer is an entirely different individual. But you're going to see these two fellows in a battle that is going to be testing each of them. They are evenly matched for weight. They are evenly matched for experience. And a win means a lot here because it's going to move one of them ahead and one of them is going to fall behind. Gustavo Mendoza from Havana, Cuba, and Brett Sawyer. And there was a demonstration of being able to hang on to a man while you were moving around, but it didn't get Mendoza very far. He stayed with it, but he didn't quite make it. Now here at ringside tonight with us, we have Jim Ross, whom many of you hear on the Universal Federation Wrestling programs, and we are happy to have you here, Jim, and it's going to be a good night for action.
Thank you very much, Mr. Boss. It's a great pleasure to be here in Houston once again. We're 1 week closer to the big tournament, Friday, May the 30th. We're all excited about that. We've got great action in the ring. We're going to see some super action later in the hour, including Kamala will be here, and we're also going to see some great interviews. But as usual, it's a great privilege for me to be here at ringside with you. This is a great building, and I love being in Houston.
Well, I like to be here all the time, so that we have a privilege, and I think we recognize that fact. So Brett Sawyer tries to sneak up behind Gustavo Mendoza. He takes him down nicely and covers him. So he is trying to give the bushy-haired Cuban a wrestling lesson, and as he covers him, he makes it difficult for Mendoza underneath to find any air between the canvas and his shoulders, and this means struggle, and any additional struggle is going to keep these fellows from, that's right, we're going to keep these fellows from giving everything they have on the offensive. One of them has got to strike in there on the defense. Sawyer is smart enough to destroy Mendoza's balance for one thing, and to destroy his ability to use that leg. Pounding away at it is a time-honored practice. Follow up when you have hurt a man.
Exactly right, and we got Brett Sawyer. Oh, Mendoza went for a real high-risk maneuver. Sawyer got out of the way. I was going to say, Brett Sawyer's got to turn the table. He's got to turn it very rapidly here, because Mendoza is definitely on the offensive. There's not a lot of time left in this match. Brett Sawyer's got to turn it around in a hurry.
Well, Sawyer's in trouble. Here comes Mendoza, and he has blasted him to the head. There's one, there's two, and close. But quite what Mendoza needs in order to win this match. He's got to get that 3 count. Trying to set Sawyer up. Oh, man. That was a crash. He got in there that time with his elbow stuck ahead of him, and the body did the rest.
Boy, what a collision. You can hear it echoing all over this historic facility. And now, as I said, Brett Sawyer's got to turn it on and stay on the offensive. He's got to stay on the offensive against this Cuban.
And he's doing it. As he moves in, he goes for the lift and the drop. And, oh, the back body drop just made this ring shudder. There's one, there's two, and Mendoza came out. There are 4 minutes remaining in this 20-minute time limit match. And Sawyer delivers a beautiful drop kick. He gets up there where he can hit a man and hit him hard. There it is. Goal. Brett Sawyer.
Question. What could be better than winning the North American heavyweight title? What could be better? What could be better would be winning the Universal Wrestling Federation heavyweight title and being part of history right here in Houston, Texas at the Sam Houston Coliseum, which we will be part of. Now, Dr. That Steve Williams is going to be our first opponent in a one-night tournament to decide the champion. So we're going to love this. We're going to boot Steve Williams right out of the tournament. We're going to go right on one by one. We'll get down right to the end. We're going to hold the big flag up. Korchenko will walk in the ring. He's going to put whoever it is with care. He will put them down. The 1, 2, 3. They will give us the belt. I will take the $100,000. And then we are going out in Houston, Texas, and showing the people there the biggest party, the biggest time you've ever seen. We're going to celebrate, and we might even give Mr. Gorbachev a nice phone call and tell him you won.
Houston, Texas, you don't like Jack Victory, and Jack Victory don't like you. Well, let me tell you something. After I win your tournament down there, I'm going to go out and buy a little polish for that big old belt I'm going to be carrying around. A big old belt. Well, let me tell you something, Houston. You're going to see a rich dude walk out of that ring with the belt and the check. And I'm going to be so happy. And Maxine will too. So there. Whoa! Yay! Medics! Houston, here we come, baby! Houston, here we come! In the Sheepherders match! Houston, here we come in the barbed wire match! The Sheepherders match! The one where the Sheepherders spill the most blood! The most fair type of match in professional wrestling today! And Fantastics, as we get those pretty Yankee bodies of yours and tear them to shreds on the barbed wire! Shreds! Think of the universal belt you stole off us! And when we get your pretty little Yankee heads and rip them to pieces in the barbed wire, rip down your face. Think of the $1 million you cost us. You stole from us. And when you got no bloody Yankee blood left, that's right. When it's all gone, all run out of their body, then we're gonna pin you for the Universal titles.
Watch his hand. Watch his duck. Watch his Duggan. Watch his Duggan's got a chair. The fire. Duggan blocked the fire with that chair. Woo! Duggan, I don't know if he's got his feet.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting hour, Universal Wrestling Federation. I'm Jim Ross, along with Cowboy Bill Watt. The president of UWF will describe the action. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a tremendous hour. In this hour, we'll be giving you the third trivia clue, so be watching your screen very, very closely. We'll also have some information on how you nonprofit groups and organizations can have a fundraiser sponsored with the Universal Wrestling Federation. Get your pencil and paper handy for that announcement later in the hour. Plus, the big tournament in Houston, Texas is for the retirement of the North American Heavyweight Championship. The UWF Heavyweight Championship will be crowned in a one-night tournament in the Sam Houston Coliseum Friday night, May the 30th. We'll have more information on that. Also, Superdome tickets go on sale on Monday, May the 19th. The next Superdome in New Orleans is, of course, on June the 14th. Bill, we saw some great action. Hacksaw Duggan, no doubt about it, is a marked Mixed Wrestling Federation, and we'll talk more about that as the hour progresses.
Well, Jim, wait a minute. I think that's very important because Duggan wants to be the man to retire the North American title undefeated. And there's a lot of people trying to lift it from him because they've heard about the tournament. Many people have been signed into that great tournament in Houston on May the 30th. And Duggan is definitely Mark's man, and the efforts are intensified. I'd like to diverse 1 second here because last week I came here to the Tulsa Convention Center and I saw Dale Apollo Cook win the super middleweight world's title, WKA title in kickboxing, in a great match that he totally dominated for 12 rounds. And he beat Tony Dynamite Smith, the champion. It was a great victory, and I think everybody in this area should support him. I was really impressed by the way he handled himself and the condition he was in. It was an exciting bout. And I know we got some exciting matches. Let's go to the ring announcer right now for our first one.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first from Tennessee at 230 pounds, Tracy. Weighing 401 pounds, Kamala with General Steiner Akbar. One fall or 10-minute time limit.
Jim, he's awesome. 408 pounds. He's huge. Tracy Smothers is a big man. He's 6'4" and 230 pounds. And he'll actually be dwarfed. It's hard to find guys that pound for pound and guys can match Kamala.
He's a massive athlete, and of course, General Skandar Akbar has referred to him of late as the 8th wonder of the world, and he may not be too far off there with that description.
And Akbar wants him to not only to strip Duggan of the North American title, but to end Duggan's career. It's a vendetta. Akbar says he's back. Kamala is, if anything, is bigger and seems to be more vicious. Starts just like he always does. He attacks. He only knows one way to go. Two-handed chop to the kidneys. Circle kick.
Which is amazing for a man 400 pounds, Bill. He's so agile for a man his size.
He just leveled Tracy Smothers right then. And then quickly gets on him. He gets on him just like his heritage. When it's a wounded animal, he attacks. Showing that Akbar has skilled somewhat in the martial arts and that he's attacking under that in a nerve area. And you hear Akbar, who has been so vehement in his denunciation of Jim Duggan. Ted DiBiase is back and will be on later. First appearance since his suspension of Japan. Double judo chop to the throat, and 408 pounds obliterates Tracy Smothers.
408 pounds Kamala with a tremendous victory, ladies and gentlemen.
Like he's covering a piece of raw meat there. It's his prey. He's captured it, and only Akbar can pull him off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more exciting Universal Wrestling Federation action after this timeout.
First from Moscow. Woo! It is great to be alive and be in the UWF. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to bring to you the biggest and the greatest Russian athlete in the history of professional wrestling. From the Soviet Union, 360 pounds, Hot Stuff International brings to you Korstia Korchenko. From Texarkana, Arkansas, weighing 245 pounds, Harry Jackson. This match, one fall or 10-minute time limit.
See a lot of American flags in the audience.
I hope so. You know, that Russian flag just makes me feel, And this man, the biggest Russian now wrestling in America, some 350 pounds, insulting people with that flag. And what he and Ivan and Nikita Koloff did to Dr. Death in the Superdome, I kind of take it as personal, Jim, because Doc is a protege of mine. It's like he'd done it to one of my own kids. So I have a hard time with remaining neutral and unbiased, and I know some of the fans have even noticed that in the letters they've written me, but I'm sorry. I know what Russia is, and I can't stop them from coming here and wrestling because this country is a country of free enterprise. But it just devastates me to let them get away with insulting us and insulting our flag right here in our own country. Body slam. This man's got legs like tree trunks. He's powerful, powerful individual. They're highly skilled. Their technique is perfect. They're very plotting, methodical type people. They always want the odds in their favor. They don't ever want it even. And they're that little turncoat. You know, I've called him a lot of names, but there he's carrying a Russian flag. I can remember when that would have just been a traitor.
Korchenko with a clothesline.
He is so big. You know, that clothesline is devastating. That's like a big, huge defensive tackle catching a wide receiver or something with it, and it just devastates you. And now he's got him up in that reverse backbreaker. And look at this maneuver.
He just snaps it in there. They won't get up from this one.
1, 2, 3. He's just planted Perry Jackson. And now see, this is what gets me. The guy's beaten. He's gone. He's hurt. He's already beat him. Why humiliate him? Why disgust everybody by draping that Russian flag over him? There's Doc. That's right, Doc. Take it to him. That's why I like Doc. Doc's the man of emotion. He hates Russia. He always has, even when he was in college, he hated it. And the doctor is fixing flag, and that's my sentiments also. They ought to make him eat it. There's the Blade Runners. But they want you from behind Doc. Again, 3-on-1, 4-on-1. This is getting out of control, Jim. I tell you, I don't know if I can sit here. Somebody's got to help me. There's Eddie DiBiase. Thank God for DiBiase. He's back and he's helping his partner. Doc and Teddy. Walking call for America. I'm telling you, Eddie Gilbert, this stuff with the flag, this insult, has got to stop. It can't be a part of the Universal Wrestling Federation. I'm not going to let it happen. This crowd's voting approval. They just, listen, USA, USA. I love it. OU #1, kill the commie. That's how I feel, Jim Ross. And this stuff with Eddie Gilbert insulting these people, I'm sorry, but it has to be stopped.
The Cowboy is ready, and those comments of the President of the Universal Wrestling Federation will be right back after this timeout on the Mid-South Sports Network.
Bring hot stuff Eddie Gilbert out here. This has gone too far. I want to tell you, as president of Mid-South, that stuff with the flag is over. I'm not having him insult anybody else by putting that flag on. What are you talking about? That Russian flag has no place in the Universal Wrestling Federation. I want you to get rid of that Russian flag. As long as I'm president of this company, I can tell you that that Russian flag is through. You can't do that to me. Go ahead, run your mouth so you make a bigger fool of yourself. You can't do that to hot stuff, Mr. What? I can't do it to you. I can't do it to you. Are you telling me? It's a free country. I can do whatever I want. This is a free country. It's a free country, but if you bring that flag back, you could be wrestling somewhere else. This is still my company. And I'm the president of it, and I'm tired of you humiliating people after they've been beaten with that Russian flag. Oh, so in other words now, I can't do anything? I can't leave the flag? I can't bring the flag? Now, I don't know how much English he understands, but you better tell him to keep his hands off of me.
I'm out here in my official capacity. You just tell him to step aside. This argument's between you and I. I don't want the Russian flag being put on anybody. Just a minute. I want to be real clear. I hope you're not trying to intimidate me with all this muscle power, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm president of this company, and I'll guarantee you'll all be wrestling someplace else. Just keep them back. Keep them back. Just keep them back there. Right, the flag is not going to be put on anybody else. Wait a minute. Keep your guys back. Keep your guys back. Keep them back.
Folks, you want to talk about history, you want to talk about tradition, you talk about this, the North American heavyweight title. There's been some great champions that held this title, and I'm proud to be one of them. But now they're getting ready to retire this title. And baby, I'm looking forward to being the champion when they retire, because of all the people they remember, of all the champions throughout the year, the one's name that's going to be down on the walls, the one's name that's going to be in the history books, is the last one to hold the title. And I'm not only going to be the last, I'm going to be undefeated as I come through with it, with the help of your support. But also, you got the UWF, a new great title, probably the greatest title in all the world. And you've got wrestlers from one end of the country to the other, flocking to Houston, Texas for a piece of this title. Well, folks, Houston, Texas, where I was voted the most popular, thanks to your support, I'm not only going to retire this belt, but I'm going to bring the UWF belt back home to Houston where it belongs. Tough guys.
Hola mis amigos, mucho gusto hasta aquí. Necesitamos apoyo. El campeón still ahead. To tell you something right now, Sheepherders, it's coming to a head right there in Houston. You know that people seen a lot of wild things in their life, and they said that the Fantastics have done gone crazy now, being encaged. And that barbed wire around that ring with those two Sheepherders, let me tell you guys something right now. No one in, no one out. And there's going to be a lot of heads pressed against that barbed wire, a lot of legs, arms, and feet, because these titles are very prestigious. The first time the Fantastics ever held them, and we're not going to hand them to you guys, brother. We didn't get them on a silver platter. You're not going to get them that way. Come prepared to fight. And if you don't like blood, fans, then you might as well not come, because this is going to be a fight like you've never seen before right there in Houston. Sheepherders, be prepared. Me and Tommy, we're red-blooded Americans, brother, and we spilt that red blood right there in Houston. I've got one thing to say. With the people behind us going, USA, USA, you slimy limeys have got one place to go, and that's down. And when we see that, brother, we're going to put a smile on our face, and we're going to party with all the people in Houston. Be ready, barbed wire in a cage. Come get these belts if you can.
Just a few moments, I don't say to describe what has just happened here. This place erupted with patriotism. As you see behind me, Freebird Michael Hayes, who apparently is going to occupy the chair that the president of the Universal Wrestling Federation, Cowboy Bill Watts, has vacated. Understandably so. Cowboy Bill Watts will talk about that situation more. Michael Hayes will be providing the color in this match. Michael, your comments about what we've just seen.
Well, obviously, the Cowboy's not going to be able to come back here because he's probably out of wind. He knocked those guys around, so I know you need help, and I know the ladies would love to look at me. So let's go to the ring and let's go to the action. You know, this headset kind of messes up my hair.
Let's go to the ring and Mike Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Havana, Cuba, at 240 pounds, Gustavo Mendoza. His opponent from Omaha, Nebraska, at 252 pounds, Ted DiBiase. This match, one fall or 10-minute time limit.
Ted DiBiase making his debut back on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Almost said Mid-South Wrestling, the Universal Wrestling Federation.
Of course, it's Universal Wrestling Federation. Why do you think they got the money to buy the fabulous Freebirds, the biggest contract in history?
Heard of $1 million contract.
That's right, brother, $1 million.
Well, congratulations, Michael, on signing that lucrative contract.
Well,
I must say,
thank you.
Professionally, it's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, well, you should get all the thanks should go to our mother. You know, she raised 3 great sons, and what more can you say? Now, right there's a good arm drag and twist by DiBiase. Always been known as a good wrestler, good fireman's carry. But see, right now, the difference between him and us is, like I said before, premium gasoline and regular. You see, he's working on the arm that might be smart. By now, I'd have broke the guy's arm. He'd have gave up. I'd have been going back, taking my shower, looking good like I always do.
Ted DiBiase with the arm bar. DiBiase, after a very successful tour of Japan.
Successful tour of Japan. He might have been successful, but he heard we were coming in here, and I think he was trying to avoid us. He hasn't forgotten, or if he has, he's a nitwit, what we did to him in 1981.
I remember that very, very well in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, I bet he made a good shoulder tackle there by DiBiase. Mendoza went good reversal there on the hip toss. See, I'll give credit where credit's due. A good arm drag, but I believe I've seen his right hand in the hair there, Jim Ross.
Well,
you'll never see that from me, unless I want to. You see, he hit it from the referee. If I want to pull somebody's hair, I'll do it right in front of everybody because ain't nobody going to do nothing about it anyway. Another good fireman's carry, but then again, back to the same thing. I'd have done had this match over with. Bam Bam would have already probably been in the car or in the limo on his way home if he'd been in the ring by now, or Buddy.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Hey, it'll be seen come the 30th in the tournament, baby. We got 3-to-1 odds. Nobody else has got those kind of odds, and I guarantee you one of us is coming out with that Universal Wrestling Federation Championship.
Michael Hayes is referring to the big tournament in Houston, Texas, Sam Houston Coliseum, Friday night, May the 30th. $100,000 also on the line in the first UWF Championship.
That's right, $100,000. Anybody going to win with that? Ooh. Good boot to the face, but see, that was the point of the toe. It was not the flat point. It's illegal. There he goes, see? He don't care about his bad reputation. I'll teach him a bad reputation. Right back to the R. Smart wrestler, back to the fireman's carry, but then again, Jim Ross, he's not a free bird. He doesn't have it finished yet.
Ted DiBiase, though, you know, he is a phenomenal athlete. One of the top 10 athlete. Any magazine you read, Ted DiBiase's name always appears in the top 10, just about.
Right below ours, right below ours. Yeah, it's always up there. Good move there by Mendoza. Now, see, that's why DiBiase should have beat him when he had him. Now Mendoza's up. A good block. You know, some people might wonder why Buddy and Terry ain't here. I'm giving all the wrestlers here fair warning. There you go. Why don't you pull his hair some more, DiBiase? I'm giving all the wrestlers fair warning. I'm not free. Whoa, what a clothesline.
That was perfectly executed by Ted DiBiase.
You got that right. That was a clothesline. But if he put that on me, it would knock me down. See there, he should have went for the pin. He didn't go for it. The reversal. Power slam. That's a patented move. That should be it. He wouldn't finish me like that, Jim Ross.
Well, we may be able to see that firsthand, ladies and gentlemen.
He can't do that to me. I'll bet you that. He can't do it to Bam Bam. He can't do it to Buddy Jack. But like I said, the reason I didn't bring all three, I'm giving all wrestlers notice. pay up your leases, put your houses up for sale. The Bad Street Boys are here, and we're here to take over.
Those
and
comments,
no doubt about it.
All right, those comments from Michael Hayes. And ladies and gentlemen, when we return, we'll take you to wrestling's most unusual tea party right after this. Wrestling Federation, we mentioned that we had been receiving a tremendous amount of mail, a lot of phone calls regarding the whereabouts of Dark Journey. We also mentioned that as the hour progressed that we would have Dark Journey here with us, that she had consented to be on camera, and that we would be interviewing her. We're going to be doing that in just a few moments. I also had an interview set up with Lady Maxine because there's some very specific questions that need to be addressed in her situation. So in the next few moments, I'll be interviewing the bad girls of the Universal Wrestling Federation. First of all, let's start off with Dark Journey. Obviously, you have been gone. Where have you been in the last few weeks?
Well, where have I been? I've been enjoying myself. I've been having a really good time. I did a little partying, little ventures, business ventures. Basically spoiling myself and living my lifestyle.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Where and why, more specifically, did you leave the Universal Wrestling Federation in the first place? Looks like things were really going your way for a point in time.
Well, it's kind of obvious. You were there when I said it. If anyone doesn't hold the titles, I'm not going to be behind them. I'm out for winners. I'm out for championships, belts, titles. I'm out for the top, and that's where I want to stay. And as long as whoever I'm with stays there, I'm right behind them.
Pretty cold facts of life, but that's her prerogative. And now let's ask a couple of questions to Lady Maxine. Without a doubt, the two biggest victories in Jack Victory's career have been against Steve Dr. Death Williams and Terry Taylor, two superb athletes, two world-class competitors. But I think that your physical involvement at ringside perhaps was a deciding factor in this athlete securing a victory. What is your opinion over your involvement?
Wait a minute. In the record book, it went down as a win. 1, 2, 3, and that's all that counts.
All right, it sounds like you're pretty adamant as far as your stance as far as that's concerned. I still feel like you were interfering in the match, but be that as it may, I didn't come here to argue. I want one more question. What are your future plans for Jack Victory?
Well, I think he's made of championship material. I think that's the only thing that girl and I have in common. We both want to back champions.
In common? I don't have anything in common with you. As a matter of fact, if I had this buxom young man here with the physical ability that I think he has, and behind my leadership, he'd have a title in his hand today at this very meeting.
Well, let me tell you this. He wouldn't have anything to do with a woman like you.
You're probably right. He wouldn't be able to handle a woman like me. And as a matter of fact, I'm not even so sure you're a woman.
Hey, come on! What's going on here?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, electricity was in that room on that day.
There's electricity, but why are you wasting time on broads, man? They should be in the kitchen, they should be barefoot, and they should be pregnant. That's just the way I treat my old lady, and that's why she's got a good-looking man like me.
Michael Hayes' comments, ladies and gentlemen. This situation with Dark Journey and Lady Maxine, will address it more in the hour. We'll be back with more exciting action after this timeout.
Missouri at 242 pounds, David Peterson.
Jack Victory's on his way to the ring. He and Lady Maxine just made an interview in the locker room prior to coming back from the commercial break. Let's hear it now.
You're not going to get away with that, you sleaze bag. You're not going to get away with throwing a drink in my face.
I'll tell you something, Dark Journey. You get yourself a man, a mighty big man. Next week on television, I'll take care of him. Let's go. We got to go wrestle.
And introducing from Atlantic City, New Jersey at 240 pounds, Jack Victory. Also, Lady Maxine. This match one fall or 10-minute time limit.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, back at Universal Wrestling Federation. Ross, my guest is Freebird Michael Hayes.
That's Michael P.S. Hayes, and the P.S. stands for Purely Sexy. You know something, I think Lady Maxine there probably won homecoming queen at Transylvania High School or something, man.
By acclamation, perhaps.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget now, get your pencil and paper ready, as they say. We'll have that fundraiser information for you coming up in just a few moments. A great way to raise funds for your nonprofit group or organization. As we see Dave Peterson back Jack Victory into the ropes. Carl Fergie, the third man in the ring for this particular event. Coming up in a few moments, the Fantastics will go against Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer and Rick Steiner in tag team competition. That should be an exciting tag team matchup. We'll have it for you right now.
That should be a very interesting match, one that I want to scout, because definitely there are a lot, and I mean a lot of good talent here, and tag teams especially. We are the premier tag team, but there's only one way to stay on top of the mountain, and that's to see what's underneath.
Thought it was rather interesting, Michael. Dark Journey has been challenged by Jack Victory and Lady Maxine there to bring them any wrestler to the ring next week for Wrestle Victory one-on-one to settle the situation.
Well, you know, like I said before, you know, I just got a couple of uses for broads, man, and, you know, I don't mind seeing broads fight, because when I go to the bars all the time, that's some of the best fights I've ever seen when two broads get into it. But they ain't none of my business. See, my business is wrestling tag team specialty. And on the sideline, of course, I'm a great rock and roller. But I'm here for wrestling. I'm here to scout. That was a great arm drag, hook over, and cover. He didn't have enough. He should have hooked the leg. He might have got the pin count there.
Speaking of rock and roll, I understand you have a new album, perhaps ready to release.
Yeah, we got something there. It's going to be good. It's going to be real hot. But the thing is, it's going to come out when we're ready. It's hard to do two things at one time if you're going to put 110% out. I'm a wrestler first, a rocker later, and I'll give people exactly what they expect. Real rock and roll, like real bad street when they see us.
Peterson now with a hammerlock on Jack Victory. Maxine is up on the apron. She has no business there. And
Victory, wait a minute, he just threw him over the top.
That's a disqualification.
You know what I think? I think Peterson jumped over. I really do. I think Peterson.
Michael, really?
No, I think Peterson seeing the match wasn't going his way, so he doesn't want to get beat here on the UWF national TV. I think he's trying to find an out to get an easy disqualification win. There you go. You cut that wind off, baby. Ain't nothing left. Good stomps there. Nice and legal. Jack Victory looks like he's rocking and rolling now, Daddy.
Well, they weren't really legal. He was out of the ring. You had to be in the ring to be legal.
Well, you know, I mean, it's kind of legal. He did it before the count was broken. Kind of like a rubber band. You know, you have to know what you can stretch and what you can't.
Peterson coming back in the ring now. Victory trying to take over. The momentum has definitely changed in this match.
Good elbow right to the sternum. That'll take the breath out of you. Run that head in the canvas.
You know, with our television program now going into some 60-plus cities throughout this great land of ours, and the rankings being so important, one-loss record, this is a very key matchup for these two individuals.
Of course it is. Both up-and-coming wrestlers, and when you're on television, man, you're showing your stuff. Now, see, that's how quick it can switch. Both of them are making the mistake, as DiBiase made a mistake of not going for the pin quick enough. Get your money and go home and party. That's my theory. That's my brother's theory. That's why we are the Bad Street Kings. That's why we're the world six-man champions.
And the Freebird Fantasia will be in Memphis, Tennessee on Friday night, June the 6th, at Mid-South Coliseum.
Lord have mercy, Memphis. They are rocking and rolling. They're calling Grand Theft, which is the home of Bad Street Incorporated, and they are just waiting for the Freebirds. In fact, the whole UWF organization. Memphis is a hot wrestling town. I know it. I wrestled there, me and Terry, when we were teenagers, and it's ready to rock and roll, and we are too. Duck the clothesline, but see, that wind is out of it. And there you go. Work right on it. Well, legal kick to the gut.
Things like that will happen when someone's stomping your chest and your stomach, obviously, right?
Right. And there he goes. Let's see, once again, Jack Victory needs to go for the pinfall. The guy is out of wind. See? Good move by Peterson. Very good move. He grabbed the hair. He grabbed the hair and ran his head. Once again, now see, Fergie's not doing nothing about this. Very quiet. Good back shot. Whoa.
High elevation. Peterson with a drop
kick. Didn't quite connect it all the way. Sent him stumbling back. Here's a good turnbuckle. Larry, what's she doing?
She held on to him.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff's supposed to be safe in the bedroom, man, not the wrestler.
Well, Peterson, obviously, she held on to Victory to save Victory from coming out of the corner, and Peterson missed the drop kick, and now Victory trying to take over.
Going for a suplex here. Oh, whoa.
Face first.
Face first, that's it. You know, she looks big enough where she might be able to beat up David Peterson.
About that.
He got the 3 count.
In any event.
He got the 3 count, and that's what matters. He's made more money than Peterson made. Bottom line.
It's going to be interesting to see who Dark Journey brings to the ring next week to go against that pair. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll have that fundraiser information for you after this final timeout from the Universal Wrestling Federation. and I'll have more commentary. Tremendous tag team action coming up. Rick Steiner and Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer against the Fantastics. But first, here's that very important announcement that I made that I'd like for you to hear one time about a great fundraising idea for your nonprofit group or organization. Attention nonprofit groups and organizations. Here's a great fundraising idea. Mid-South Sports Universal Wrestling Federation will work with you in raising much-needed funds. If you haven't considered using America's premier sports entertainment event, then today is the day. See the stars of the UWF in your gymnasium or athletic field. For more information, contact Scott Munns by calling 918-366-8000 or by writing to 116 West Breckenridge, Bixby, Oklahoma, 74008. Call 918-366-8000 today. Be sure and call that number, ladies and gentlemen, 918-366-8000 for more information. You might even see the Freebirds in your hometown.
Yeah, if they're lucky.
Well, there you have it from Michael Hayes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go now to ring announcer Mike Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the current UWF television champion from St. Petersburg, Florida, at 249 pounds, Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. Also introducing from Detroit, Michigan, at 260 pounds, Rick Steiner.
Catch me kissing them.
Ladies and gentlemen, those comments. Freebird Michael Hayes joining me here at ringside after Cowboy Michael P.S. Hayes. Why not? But Cowboy Bill Watts involved in the darndest breakdown I've ever seen. He went to the ring as an executive, but it got man-to-man in a hurry. The bottom line of it is when the thing settled down, the three Americans, Cowboy Bill Watts, Dr. S.C. Williams, and Ted DiBiase were standing. The Russian, hot stuff Eddie Gilbert, and the two big men, the Blade Runners, were gone.
Well, that may be true. Look, I know from experience Watts can handle himself. But if it was my three, if it was me and my brothers, we'd have been left standing, and you can bank on that, Daddy.
From the City of Angels, to the combined weight of 420 pounds, the current UWF Tag Team Champions, Tommy Rogers and Bobby
I'll tell you what,
Fantastic! This man's one fall or television time remaining.
Well, we're going to settle down here now, ladies and gentlemen. This is the top blaring in the background. This match, one fall or television time remaining. Don't forget now, next week's our final trivia clue. And after the last clue, send your entries, your guesses in on postcards only. That's the last clue will be given right here next week in the trivia contest.
You know what I'm going to do next week? I'm going to beat up Terry Taylor right here next week for everybody. All you little girls that think he's so cute and so pretty, I'm going to show exactly how ugly I can rearrange his face. Because I'm going to go through a couple people. I'm going to eliminate some myself and do Bam Bam and Buddy a little favor. I'm going to eliminate him. DiBiase's on my list. Dr. Death and Duggan, like we said before, you may have been friends in the past, but the past is just that. It's the past. Good shoulder tackle. Another good shoulder tackle. Good speed there.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've said it on other occasions that the Fantastics can control the tempo. They're in every match that they signed for, and thus far they've been doing just that. They've been strictly offensive, and they've controlled the tempo.
Okay, use the ropes off the top rope. It's good headlock takeover, but he used the top rope, and of course, as the referee knows, biasness because the people like him. It's okay. You just wait till Buzz Sawyer gets up. See, it wouldn't take long.
Gus Sawyer and his protege, Rick Steiner, former All-American, University of Michigan. Sawyer.
That's the only thing I don't like about him. He's a Yankee. Tag. Here comes Rick Steiner. Oh. See, he waited too long. There's the inexperience. Buzz had him down.
Buzz really reversed it well and tagged Rick Steiner's in.
They quick tags with double teaming. I don't see the referee counting. What's he doing? Having a cup of coffee or what? If we were in there, they've been counting 3. They've been up to 105. See, that's what I'm talking about, prejudice. We're not going to put up with it. We don't have to. We're millionaires now. But for a clothesline, he ducked it. Leapfrog. Good flying body press. He hooked the leg. Well, see, there's that chest power.
He's got tremendous power.
That's right. He did what he should. He hooked the leg, but he didn't have the weight, and he didn't have the momentum to hold him down. Look,
very good
the Mad
point.
Dog is getting ready.
Very good point, Michael. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Ross with you here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. My guest, as I mentioned, Freebird Michael Hayes, who you will see right here, as Michael mentioned, next week. It has been signed. He'll be going against Terry Taylor right here on television next week, so don't miss it.
Well, you better go tell Tim because he's got about a week before I re-raise his face.
He was very happy with something.
Whoa, drop kick.
Sawyer went flying.
Whoa.
Full extension of the drop kick, and the Mad Dog.
I'll tell you what, that was almost as good as a drop kick I could throw. I got to give it to him. That was a drop kick there.
Well, Sawyer may be injured there. He went all the way to the floor. He was rubbing his face.
Caught him right there in the ear, and that can knock off your equilibrium quick, Daddy. I know. It's only happened to me a couple times.
Buzz has been a little unbalanced, Michael, an opinion of most for a long, long time, so maybe it'll help him.
Well, I'm not one to talk. They say I'm 3/4 low on my oil, and my elevator don't go to the top floor, so I'm not going to comment on his mental stability, but the man can wrestle.
Yes,
and he ain't through.
He's awesome. He is an awesome competitor.
That's a smart move. Tag, regain, get your consciousness back.
And here comes Bobby Fulton.
Oh, he wants to dance. I like that dance bad streak right on top of his forehead.
Tremendous size. Disadvantage for Bobby Fulton, as the eye easily can see.
Let me tell you something we learned a long time ago, way back on Bad Street. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight of the dog.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. Cute, huh?
I've seen you do a few moonwalks in the ring,
I do it like nobody else can. Nobody can do it better. Nobody rocks and rolls better. That's why I don't just put out an album just to put out an album. I'm putting out real rock and roll, real musicians. Boom, good forearm, legal.
The Mad Dog.
There you go. You see, he's draping that arm around there, leaving that chest wide open. Look, reversal of the turnbuckle. Good boot.
Right in the face.
Whoa, that could be it. Whoa. Boy, I tell you, that's bad playback.
Fulton's quickness saved when the tag was made. The tag was made on both sides of the ring. It was a drop kick.
What a drop kick. We're not going for the pin. Now look, why do you hit? Sawyer's sitting there minding his own business. Now why do you have to?
Well, it was an emotional move.
Boy, it ticked me off. That was illegal.
The Fantastics have also signed, ladies and gentlemen, a tremendous contract to go against the Sheepherders in a barbed wire cage match. Listen to that. It's been signed. I've just been informed. Fantastics and Sheepherders barbed wire cage match. We'll have more on this.
I'll tell you what, brother. Barbed wire cage match alone. With barbed wire, you better plan on losing some blood. All right, there's a good move. Take him over in the corner. There you go. Keep him on your half of the field. Don't let him cross that 50-yard line. Reversal in the corner. Another backdrop.
High elevation. Sorry to fight.
Good move. Went for the drop kick. Didn't get it. Hurt his knee, and now Sawyer's bringing advantage. This is the ring veteran. Throw him out. There you go. Good time. Start cooking with gas. I see here's Tommy Robbins complaining because they're getting beat up.
Well, it's illegal outside the ring. The illegal man's not supposed to be contacting the illegal man, right?
I must have missed that. I didn't see that, Jim Ross. Come on, count him. See, he's not counting them. Look, 1, 2,
We've only got
Sawyer.
We've only got a minute and 30 seconds left in the match, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget now, we'll see next week who Dark Journey brings to the ring with it. The final tribute crew next week. The interview with Cowboy Bill Watts is going to be here next week. I can't wait for that. Cowboy Bill Watts will make a statement right here next week.
He made a statement this week, but he won't make it again.
He can make a verbal statement next week.
Whoa! Look at the splash. Just missed it. If he'd have got that, that'd have been in, Jim Ross. If he'd have got that splash, there's a tag. Now see that? That was smart. He hit the ropes, uses momentum. Good drop.
Steiner coming in illegally. We got all 4 of them in great action.
There they go. Left jab. Left jab. He couldn't quite knock him down.
Remember our next exhibition is May 25th right here at the Convention Center. Don't miss it.
Yeah, Terry Taylor won't miss it. You're going to say goodbye to him because he's fixing to run into PSA from Bad Street. Going together. Didn't quite knock Rick Steiner down. See, they're not going for the pin. There he is. They're not going for the pin.
We hope you're enjoying the wrestling action.
Because it's the creation of history. Universal Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. And it means more people in Houston than any World's Championship because it's the universe. And when you talk about the universe, you talk about one man. It's Kamala, the Ugandan giant. And I can't think of a better institution, a better company, a better anything than Devastation Incorporated because I want the first UWF belt. And people, I'll get it, because in the Bayou City, when the general tells you something, you go to the bank. And I just hope it can be Hacksaw Duggan, or Ted DiBiase, or DiBiase, or whatever his name is now. Well, let me tell you right now, in Houston, the new UWF champion will be the 8th wonder of the world, not Andre Kamala. Because of the Astros. Well, the hottest thing, the sensation of the nation, is now here. The $1 Million Kids. That's right, the Fox that rocks. The boys that were born on Bad Street. And we're coming to Houston for one thing. The all-night tournament for the UWF title. And the first seedings, the first pairings, I'm going to take that little sissy punk Terry Taylor and rock and roll a beat on his head. Buddy's going to take care of goofy-eyed Duggan. And then Bam Bam's going to take Coco Beware and kick his behind. Because you understand this, Houston. We beat up everybody we've ever faced. They didn't pay us $1 million to stop now. And you can tell, I ain't getting older, I'm just getting better. So put it in your bank, put it in your pipe, smoke it any way you like it. When the thing is settled, we got 3-on-1 chance, we'll have that belt.
New UWF heavyweight champion. The UWF has awarded this tournament to Houston, Texas, and not only as a tribute to promoter Paul Bosch's 55 years in professional wrestling, but also a tribute to all Houston wrestling fans. It's going to be a night that's going to make professional wrestling history, and you should be an important part of that history at the Sam Houston Coliseum Friday, May 30th. 16 superstars will compete in that tournament. 15 bouts have been bracketed. There'll be 8 bouts in the first round, and winners will continue to battle winners until one bird, Buddy Roberts. Sensational Terry Taylor will go up against Freebird Michael Hayes. Kamala, the Ugandan giant, will go up against the Blade Runner Sting. Dave Peterson battles Jack Victory. Coco will go up against Freebird Terry Gordy. Ted DiBiase will battle Blade Runner Rock. The Russian Korchenko will go up against Steve Dr. Death Williams. Buzz Sawyer will battle Chavo Guerrero. And the winners will battle winners until there's only one man big enough, strong enough to be the Universal Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion. Also, on that same night, an extra added attraction as promoter Paul Bosch has signed for the Universal Wrestling Federation tag team belts inside a barbed wire fence. It's early at the Wrestling Ticket Office, 1919 Caroline in downtown Houston, open Monday through Friday from 9 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. Also, tickets available at all Ticketmaster outlets and all Ticketron outlets. Get your tickets early, but most important, Houston wrestling fans, be a part of professional wrestling history Friday, May 30th at the Sam Houston Coliseum.
around here as Hacksaw Duggan comes into this ring against the great Korchenko. And Duggan is wound up for sure.
I think one of the significant points here, Paul, is the fact that Jim Duggan wants to be the North American champion on May the 30th, where he can be the man that goes into the record books as the undefeated North American heavyweight champion when the belt is retired. This match against that massive Russian has so much significance for the big man from Glens Falls, New York. He wants to win it for the people of Houston, and he wants to be the champion on May the 30th when that thing is retired.
Well, he's got plenty of incentive, plenty to go, and he is, you can bet, ready for right here with everything he has. He's that kind of a guy. And Duggan wants not only to win to have the belt to surrender on that night of May the 30th, but he wants to win the Universal Wrestling Federation heavyweight title. 2 in one night. And Korchenko tries to set Duggan up. He didn't make it. There was a flying body block and a beauty. He not only knocked him down, but he had him right where he wanted him.
He certainly did. And you know, we would want to mention that Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert is at ringside as usual with the big Russian. And Coco Ware, the Birdman, is seconding Hacksaw Jim Duggan for this match. It's going to be one-on-one, Duggan and the big Russian. The stakes are high here, ladies and gentlemen. Universal Wrestling Federation North American Championship. And it will be, I guess, the last time that the North American Championship is defended here in Houston until it's retired on the 30th of May.
And the word retirement and the 30th of May does not tell the whole story. It tells the nostalgic part of the story, but it does not say that there are 15 matches on the tournament schedule that night and that there will be battles going on with winners meeting winners. There will be a tremendous amount of action at the Sam Houston Coliseum on May the 30th. The biggest ever. That's what we're calling this, and for a great reason. So Korchenko now tries to use that rope to Duggan, but all he has done is arouse Duggan. And as Duggan plows away, that's a big man, and that is a hard man to dent. Crotch and the lip. There are Korchenko's. He's going to put his weight on Duggan, and, well, he tried, and he didn't make it. And the fact that Duggan is going to get in there to get some of what's coming to him is obvious and apparent. He may be knocked down, but he doesn't stay there. He may be knocked down, but he's not knocked out. And he does deliver a tremendous wallop. And I tell you, when that Duggan hits, he hits.
He hits awfully hard. He's one of the stars of the SMU spring game up in Dallas just a few weeks ago, big number 79. And I don't know, they don't play football in Russia, so the Russian wouldn't know anything about football tactics. But that Russian is a big man. You know, the more you look at him, the bigger the he's got the biggest legs I think I've ever seen.
Well, maybe he does get bigger the more you look at him, but when Duggan knocks him down to his knees, he seems to be about the same size as everybody. And he can be crashed into the canvas, as Duggan is proving. And this crowd here at the Sam Houston Coliseum tonight has seen some of the greatest action of the year. A crotch hold, a lift, and powerful Hacksaw Duggan managed to flatten Korchenko where he could be held to that canvas at least for 2. Well, that's Coco Ware calling for the USA chant, and there is little doubt that there's going to be an atomic explosion in that ring before this thing is finished.
Well, this match has been brewing, Paul, as you know, for a long, long time. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert has insulted Hacksaw Duggan on many occasions. And like Duggan said, he's not a hard man to find, and that Russian is finding out at this point in time. Duggan, boy, these are big guys. Duggan at 280, This Russian at 350.
Wrestling fans, our television time is up, but we do assure you that next weekend right here on Channel 39, we will show you the conclusion of that battle between Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Russian Korchenko. One more reminder.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And Korchenko tries to set Duggan up. He didn't make it. There is a flying body block and a beauty. He not only knocked him down, but he had him right where he wanted him.
He certainly did. And, you know, we would want to mention that Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert is at ringside as usual with the big Russian. And Coco Ware, the Birdman, is seconding Hacksaw Jim Duggan for this match. So it's going to be one-on-one, Duggan and the big Russian. Stakes are high here, ladies and gentlemen. Universal Wrestling Federation North American Championship. And it will be, I guess, the last time that the North American Championship is defended here in Houston until it's retired on the 30th of May.
And the word retirement and the 30th of May does not tell the whole story. It tells the nostalgic part of the story, but it does not say that there are 15 matches on the tournament schedule that night and that there will be battles going on with winners meeting winners. There will be a tremendous amount of action at the Sam Houston Coliseum on May the 30th. The biggest ever. That's what we're calling this, and for a great reason. So Korchenko now tries to use that rope to Garrett Duggan, but all he has done is around. And as Duggan plows away, that's a big man, and that is a hard man to dent. Crotch and the lip. There are Korchenko's. He's going to put his weight on Duggan, and, well, he tried, and he didn't make it. And the fact that Duggan is going to get in there to get some of what's coming to him is obvious and apparent. He may be knocked down, but he doesn't stay there. He may be knocked down, but he's not knocked out. And he does deliver a tremendous wallop. And I'll tell you, when that Duggan hits, he hits.
He hits awfully hard. He's one of the stars of the SMU spring game up in Dallas just a few weeks ago, big number 79. And I don't know, they don't play football in Russia, so the Russian wouldn't know anything about football tactics. But that Russian is a big man. You know, the more you look at him, the bigger the guy gets. He's got the biggest legs I think I've ever seen.
Well, maybe he does get bigger the more you look at him, but when Duggan knocks him down to his knees, he seems to be about the same size as everybody. And he can be crashed into the canvas, as Duggan is proving. And this crowd here at the Sam Houston Coliseum tonight has seen some of the greatest action of the year. A crotch hold, a lift, and powerful Hacksaw Duggan managed to flatten Korchenko where he could be held to that canvas at least for two. Well, that's Coco Ware calling for the USA chant, and there is little doubt that there's going to be an atomic explosion in that ring before this thing is finished.
Well, this match has been brewing, Paul, as you know, for a long, long time. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert has insulted Hacksaw Duggan on many occasions. And like Duggan said, he's not a hard man to find, and that Russian is finding out at this point in time. Duggan, boy, these are big guys. Duggan at 280, this Russian at 350. Well, Coco Ware, Coco was up on the apron.
He was on the apron because Eddie Gilbert got on the apron on the opposite side, and he was playing counterpoint with Gilbert. And he was knocked into the rope and over the top rope, and now it is Eddie Gilbert who is feeling the wrath of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And he caught him coming in. Duggan is on top. There it is. There it is. A win for Hacksaw Duggan, but a belt in the back with a cowardly intent by Eddie Gilbert to try to blast Hacksaw Duggan out of the action. And there's Coco Ware, and we've got Eddie Gilbert and the Russian making tracks in the direction of the dressing room. but up in the ring, Dr. Death. But Duggan is the winner. Duggan holds the belt. Duggan will be looking forward to the 30th of May when he can put that belt to rest and battle through the opposition for a brand new Universal Wrestling Federation title.
And history will be made on Friday night, May the 30th, the very first tournament. You folks are going to see the champion crowned right here at the Sam Houston Coliseum. It's going to be what a night of excitement.
And now we say that we'll be back with you in a moment. Well, that bell gets this match here at the Sam Museum underway and gives Coco Ware, who has just danced his way into and around this ringside, shaking hands with people for the past 10, 15 minutes, and to the music, of course, of his entry, and they dearly, dearly love him and support him. And the television champion is Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. He's the fellow whose back you're looking at. No, well, not now. Now it's Coco. But there is Buzz Sawyer, who has his own idea about how to impress people, how to try to use psychology to upset them, and to take some of the fight out of them. Right now, the thoughts that are passing between this pair are almost visible. The words aren't audible, but the words are almost visible. The fans are hollering for Coco to lay it in there alongside the jaw, and that's the first sensible move we've seen Buzz Sawyer make in a long time. He usually plunges in where everybody else fears to tread. But in this case, he decided he would wilt just a little bit. He doesn't do that often, Jim.
No, he doesn't, Mr. Box. Thank you very much for having me back out here. I do appreciate it. This is another great crowd, and this match is a very important match as far as Universal Wrestling Federation is concerned, because it's for the television championship. We felt like Coco Ware, with his one-loss record, deserved a championship matchup. It's been signed, obviously, but you can't discount anything the Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer has done to date. He is a phenomenal athlete, as is Coco Ware, and I think this match is going to be just phenomenal.
Yes, phenomenal. It all depends on your outlook, though. If you're a Coco Ware fan, if Coco wins in any fashion, it's going to be phenomenal. And if Buzz Sawyer manages to prevent him from doing that, that will be phenomenal in an entirely different manner to these fans here in the Coliseum. But as they come to a stymie up here in the corner, Jim Ross, you've got something to say.
Well, we know we're only 6 days away from the big tournament. Coco Ware will be wrestling Terry Gordy in the tournament this Friday night. Buzz Sawyer has got the task of going against the red-hot Chavo Guerrero Friday night in the big tournament here in Houston. Of course, later today, we got a great program here tonight on Channel 39. We're going to see Ted DiBiase and Dr. Death versus the Blade Runners later on. That's going to be one heck of a matchup. We're also going to have some very important news from Cowboy Bill Watts, a statement about the Russians, and we're going to see Kamala in action. We've got a great, great program the next 2 hours, and a lot of talk centered around this Friday night. I know a lot of people have already bought their tickets, but great seats are still available, and there's people from all over the country are coming to Houston Friday night for the big tournament.
Yes, we are getting reservations from Dallas, from New Orleans, from Shreveport. We are getting reservations from Florida. And this, of course, astounds us, but it is also a measure of the importance of the 15 matches that are scheduled to take place at the Sam Houston Coliseum next Friday night. And believe me, that this is top-grade, exciting, aggressive wrestling. Winners meet winners, and the losers are going to shed a lot of tears. But now, as Coco Beware starts to move, these fans get behind him because they are his fans. And as he starts to rise to his feet, Sawyer is following him. Sawyer has that bear hug on him, and Coco wants to lay that set of knuckles where it'll do the most good, but it's a little hard when a man's got you wrapped up that tight. But this may work, and it did. Oh, how that can sting. 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes remain. And you notice where he hit. He reached over him and he cracked him right on the back where he has created damage. He is certain, although he can't understand what's holding Coco Beware up.
Perhaps an interesting point here is the fact that Sawyer doesn't have to win the match to remain the champion. He's got 4 minutes to hold on. Coco's got to beat him. In those matches in the tournament, they're all 20-minute time limits. You got to be on the offensive because if you go a time limit draw, you're both eliminated. And the final match, the last match for $100,000 in the championship, has no time limit and no disqualification, and there must be a win. This Friday night, we're going to see the champion crowned. And before we get to that match, boy, it's going to be so great to see all those offensive matches leading up to the finals.
Yes, offensive matches, and this has been an offensive match. This has been the kind of a match. There are 3 minutes remaining, and this match could reach that 30-minute mark, or it could be settled within these 3 minutes. Coco is trying to keep his shoulder from being pushed down. The weight of Buzz Sawyer is leaning in there tightly against the body of Coco, and outside, Chavo Guerrero has a rooting squad going. He has a cheering squad. He's trying to get these fans to get to Coco in unison, and as they rise up, Coco with that fist still again, right on the whiskey, and he found it again. And he clobbered him. Oh, man, how he pulled him over.
Oh, what a collision. Both these tremendous athletes have really given it their all. Just like I was saying earlier, I don't care what wrestling program you want to watch. I hope it's right here on Channel 39 every Saturday night and every Sunday morning. But be that as it may, you be the judge, folks. You're not going to see action like this on any other wrestling program. Look at that! What a move. Both those men going for drop kicks. They're really giving it their all.
Yes, and getting the same thought at the same time can sometimes be a deadly reaction. They fell sprawling motion, and that is what injures a man when he misses the drop kick. That he has no way of defending himself, and in this case they both missed, but they're both at it. And this has been a great battle. Buzz Sawyer wrapping him, not just with the forearm, not just with the fist, but with the open hand in a chopping move. The backslide. The backslide is by Coco Beware, and there was a count. I thought that perhaps there was a 3 count there, but there's 1.
He barely kicked out like a long tune. But we got Chavo and Steiner fighting to get at each other. The referee's got his hands full. Less than a minute to go here, and these guys have let it all out in this one.
And they changed those wallops with a willingness, and Coco Beware looking to blast Buzz Sawyer, hitting him just across the bridge of the nose, just across the eye, trying to get those wallops in there. There are 15 seconds left in this match as Buzz Sawyer gets in that tournament. Hit him hard, hit him high, and there's 1, and there's 2, and there were only 2. There were only 2. But I want to tell you, Jim Ross, that it's been quite a while since I've seen 2 men so evenly matched go at each other with such ferocity and turn in such a great, great performance.
Well, Coco Ware, obviously the fan favorite. We can't take anything away from Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. Both these men have a lot of God-given talent. They're both phenomenal athletes, and Buzz Sawyer is still the television champion.
This match between Buzz Sawyer and Coco Beware has been declared a draw. A 30-minute for the television title. We'll be back with you again in just a moment.
Heavyweight Championship Tournament, Friday, May 30th, right here at Coliseum. In the first round, you face Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. no love lost between you two.
You know how much $100,000 is in pesos? That's a lot of money. But it's not pesos, it's dollars. And it's for the Universal Wrestling Federation Championship. And it's the tournament. And Boss Sawyer, I'm getting a little sick and tired of you and that nanny of you, Steiner. Now, Rick Steiner, I'm going to take care of you today. And next week, Boss Sawyer, I'm going to take care of you. And then I'm going to work my way up to that title. And I'm going to say something to my people. Respetable público, quiero que sepan que va a haber un torneo por $100,000, 2 pesos, dólares, por la Federación Universal de Lucha Libre, el nuevo campeón. Esta noche tengo a Rick Steiner y la semana que viene tengo a Boss Sawyer. Y voy a hacer todo lo posible para respetarlos a ustedes y por salir avante. ¡Viva México! Y aquí nos vemos.
Chavo Guerrero, he is primed and ready for that tournament. You should be getting ready as well. Sam Houston Coliseum, Friday.
Has got the new world belt on the line right there in Houston in front of all of my soul sisters and brothers. And you see, everybody is trying to shoot for that world belt because, you know what, we're talking about dollars and cents wise. And you see, the Birdman ain't never had a belt in his whole career. And you see, I want to break the ice a little bit because I want to be the people's champion. But there's a stepping stone between me getting to the top. Big Terry Gordon, the Freebird. Well, baby, I don't care what you call yourself, Freebird, but it only take but one time, Terry Gordon, for you to make one mistake. And the Birdman has got you capitalized, baby, because I'm going to tell you, the people in Houston, they love me, and I love the people in Houston. Now, I know Michael Hayes and Buddy Robinson might be around somewhere, but I got friends like old Hacksaw, Dr. Death around the corner somewhere. They're watching my back, too. So, Terry Gordon, like I said, you make a mistake, remember the Bird will capitalize.
What they're doing, especially places like Houston. They have a $100,000 tournament for the UWF Heavyweight Championship. No more North American Championship. And I think what they're doing is the right thing because it gives everybody the same opportunity to win that belt. The pairings have been made, and I think it's going to make for a very interesting night. But it's going to be history in the making. I think everybody in Houston would want to be there. Houston bid for it, and Houston got it. One of the greatest wrestling towns in the United States today. Because those people are behind their favorites. I tell you, they get into the wrestling matches. When it gets hot and nasty, the people are right there with us. And I'll tell you, I'm in there for the $100,000, and I'm also in there for that title because this is going to be the first Universal Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion. Now, the guy that was a champion, Jim Duggan, gave up that belt voluntarily because everybody else wanted the same opportunity. So when it comes down to it, there is a lot of money, there is a lot of prestige, and there's a lot of, when it comes right down to it, everybody wants to be the #1 man.
He wouldn't have anything to do with a woman like you.
You're probably right. He wouldn't be able to handle a woman like me. And as a matter of fact, I'm not even so sure you're a woman.
Come on! What's going on here?
You're not going to get away with that, you sleazebag. You're not going to get away with throwing a drink in my face.
I'll tell you something, Dark Journey. You get yourself a man, a mighty big man. Next week on television, I'll take care of him.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Havana, Cuba, at 240 pounds, Gustavo Mendoza. His opponent, weighing 245 pounds, from Texarkana, Arkansas, Perry Jackson. This match, 1 fall or 10-minute time limit.
Ladies and gentlemen, that footage we saw as we came on the air, what an explosion at the Tea Party. The Tea Party footage, Dark Journey, Lady Maxine. I'll tell you, there was real electricity in that room. And later in the hour, the challenge has been issued. We'll see who Dark Journey brings to the ring with her to go against Jack Victory. Lady Maxine will also be at ringside. The big thing last week, Cowboy Bill Watson. What a blow-up. And great American patriotism ran through this tremendous facility in Tulsa,
Yeah, but he's
Oklahoma.
a president. He's supposed to act like a president.
Well, he acted like
I don't like Russians either, but he didn't stay in his official capacity like he was supposed to.
Well, I don't know. No, I think his
good hammerlock there, double twisted it. Reversal by Jackson.
We're going to hear from Cowboy Bill Watts, too, ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments, and something that I promise you don't want to miss.
You know, right now, I'd like to have a say hello to our youngest brother, Roy. He's on a football scholarship down there at Nicholls State with the Colonels. And congratulations to Sonny Jackson and the fine football team. You see, in our family, we just put out superior athletes. Of course, he's the first one that went to cut the corners. He didn't really want to go. He don't like school. It's just that he got a football scholarship, so he got free school.
Right. Well, maybe he'll really make something of himself. Let's hope so.
Well, if he follows in our footsteps, he'll be great. Now, good shoulder tackle. See, going for that win like I talked about last week. Take the wind out of the man, he moved. Right on the shoulder, he should work that arm.
You know, this is an interesting matchup because if you go back and examine the records of Perry Jackson and Gustavo Mendoza, obviously, if you follow the program, they're not tremendous, but because of their records, this match so evenly contested, and it's so very important to these young men.
Well, wait, first of all, you're wrong. They're both tremendous because they're professional wrestlers.
Exactly.
Professional wrestlers are the only athletes that give and go. We don't have shoulder pads. We give 100% every time. But that's right, they're not in the top ranking. But hey, brother, anytime anybody can get in a slump and come right out. Look at the Cincinnati Reds right now. Everybody picks them to win the West. They got the worst record in baseball. You never know when things turn around, Jim Ross. The only thing you can count on is the Bad Street Bunch will always be on top and will have that UWF title along with our World Six-Man Championship.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, you just heard from Freebird Michael Hayes.
P.S., purely sexy.
Michael P.S. Hayes. For some reason, it just doesn't roll off my tongue.
Well, you're not a woman, that's why.
Well, that's true.
All right, now he's got a good arm bar. There's a forearm across the chest. Legal forearms. Oh, shot him into it. I think he hit his nose on that metal piece. You see that? I don't think his face caught the padding. I think his nose caught the metal extension hook.
Perry Jackson played a little college football. Gustavo Mendoza from Havana, Cuba.
Smart move. Get that height, and you're going to have a lot more speed coming down. Boom. Good move. Good move. Drove the elbow to the small of the back, small of the neck. Going for a suplex here. Nope, I'm sorry. Ran that back in there. Good to see they're not going for the pin. I can't emphasize that enough. Now there's the suplex. Good move. Go for the pin. He's not hooking the leg. He didn't hook the leg. Boy, I ought to write a book on wrestling. I ought to write a book on rock and roll. I ought to write a book on just looking good.
How about humility?
Hey, yeah, well, you know, modesty is one of my biggest. He knocked the clothesline. Whoa!
Great clothesline.
Great clothesline. That could be it. That could be it. Well, see, he's not hooking the leg.
You got to give Jackson credit too. He's a fighter. He's well conditioned.
Definitely. But he's in big trouble. There's the body slam off the ropes, going for the... Oh, the heel still caught Jackson in the head, but I think Mendoza took more of the brunt of that.
High-risk maneuver by Gustavo Mendoza. Perry
There's a punch. Now, see? There's a punch. Oh, sure.
That's an old Arkansas right hand from that young man from Texarkana.
Old Razorback right hand, huh? Well, you take that right hand and sell it for 2 cents on the street corner where I come from. Shot him in. Good backdrop.
High elevation.
See, they need to be going for the pin. They need to be going for the pin. Fine deal out of the corner. Now he's just got Mendoza down. See, he had him down on the mat and picked him right back up. You got him down, keep him down. It's like Grandmama said, if they're down, kick them when they're down, put the boots to them. Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. Whoa! Went for the backdrop. Mendoza came across with the elbow to the back of the neck. He looks like he feels he's got it now.
Mendoza, you can almost feel the tide turning here.
Neck breaker. Ooh! Ooh!
And he snapped it.
Boy, he did. It's a short one, but it was a snap, and good victory. Good victory.
He was holding the tights. Well,
I don't think so. I think he was just trying to help the guy up a little bit after he pinned him.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your pencil and paper handy. We'll have that fundraising information for your nonprofit groups and organization when we return for more Universal Wrestling Federation action. Tulsa Convention Center for the Universal Wrestling Federation. We'll have Ted DiBiase in action in just a few moments. But right now, here is that announcement I made about the fundraisers. It's a great way to raise money for your nonprofit group or organization. Listen to this.
Attention nonprofit groups and organizations. Here's a great fundraising idea. Mid-South Sports Universal Wrestling Federation will work with you in raising much-needed funds. If you haven't considered using America's premier sports entertainment event, then today is the day. See the stars of the UWF in your gymnasium or athletic field. For more information, contact Scott Munns by calling 918-366-8000 or by writing to 116 West Breckenridge, Bixby, Oklahoma, 74008. Call 918-366-8000 today.
That number again, ladies and gentlemen, is area code 918-366-8000. Ask for Scott Munns. He'll give you all the information you need to raise money for your nonprofit group or organization. We're about to see Ted DiBiase.
I want to see this myself. You know, I'm just getting a little bit sick of DiBiase. Not that that's anything new, but I want to watch this myself. That's the reason I'm here. I've got a main event match, but I'm going to scout it.
Let's go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first from Houston, Texas, at 240 pounds, Gary Young.
He gets on my nerves, man.
He gets a lot of his opponent's nerves, especially with that figure 4 leg lock or a power slam.
His opponent now in the ring from Omaha, Nebraska, at 252 pounds, Ted DiBiase. This match, 1 fall or 10-minute time limit.
He looks like a corn husker. That's what his face looks like, a corn. Piece of chewed off corn.
He looks like he's in great physical condition.
Of course he's a wrestler.
I mean, he looks like he's in superb condition. He's really, I think, hasn't. I don't think Ted DiBiase's reached his prime, even though he's a top 10 contender. I think we have yet to see his best.
Well, he better try to get somebody else, because if he's going to get any better, it's not going to be wrestling us, I'll tell you that.
Tremendous athlete. Of course, he's a second-generation wrestler. His late father, Iron Mike DiBiase, lost his life in a professional wrestling match, but Teddy's carrying on the family tradition, as Hank Jr. would say, quite well.
Wait a minute. Now, you're going a little bit too far, Ross. You know, second-generation wrestler. You know, me and my brothers, we didn't have no daddy get us into wrestling. We didn't have nobody. We did it all on our own. And you talk about how great a wrestler his father was. I went and checked the record books. His father wasn't that great a wrestler. Even though that was a good waist lock takeover, guys in the ropes, his father wasn't that great a wrestler.
That's a little cold, Michael.
What do you mean it's cold?
Well, I mean, he was a Big 7 champion. He's an All-American.
Hey, facts are facts, baby.
All right, let's get back to the match here. You've made your point, I think, perfectly clear.
Of course I have.
Well, that animosity, I remember in Atlanta, Georgia, how many pile drivers did it take to put him in the hospital?
I don't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4. What does it matter? He went to the hospital.
Yeah, they were all on the concrete floor. I think that's something that none of us that watched that particular program will ever forget. And also the footage that DiBiase was in the hospital for several weeks after that is something we'll all never forget, especially DiBiase.
Well, look, I came here, and like I said, I don't have my brothers here because I'm giving fair warning to all wrestlers. That's why they're all getting in shape in the UWF. It's the biggest organization, but they know the Freebirds are here now, and they better get in the best shape of their life, and they better, if they want to save their careers, go somewhere else, put their apartments or their condos, finish their leases, put their houses up for sale, and move out of here, because we are moving in.
Well, I think the one thing, Michael, I think you will agree with me on, perhaps, who knows, is the fact the competition here is the toughest in the land. I don't think they're going to leave that easy. We'll have to show it in the ring.
Well, maybe they won't, but if they don't, they'll have a bad street. Of course it's the toughest in the land. That's why they bought the Freebirds. I told you before, to get to the top is one thing, to stay there is another, and the only way you do is by having great competition.
DiBiase with the arm bar. He's really worked on the arm of Gary Young.
Yeah, but see, these big arms here, he couldn't work an arm like that.
DiBiase, the ultimate strategist in the ring, makes very few mistakes and has a wide repertoire of finishing maneuvers.
He made a mistake in 1981 when he messed with the Freebirds. A lot of people know us. Anybody that messes with us makes mistakes. Good knee to the gut. Good knee. Went for the elbow and missed it.
DiBiase moved out of the way very quickly. Ted DiBiase, arm drag takeover.
Good arm drag, but I think I've seen that left hand in the hair again.
Well, I didn't see that.
Of course you didn't see it, and of course the referee didn't see it because the fans love Ted DiBiase.
I think everybody respects Ted. I think they do love Ted DiBiase, but I think they also respect him for what he is. He's the ultimate professional athlete, I think.
Yeah, I respect him for him taking about an hour and a half to watch 60 minutes. That's what I respect him for.
DiBiase now with the arm bar. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments we'll be hearing from Cowboy Bill Watts. Matter of fact, later in the hour. It's something it's one of the most stirring statements I've ever heard. I want you to really be with us and stay with us in the next few moments.
You know something? I think something big is coming up, too, on the 14th of June, as you well know, back in the Superdome. And that's why they bought the Freebirds, because as everybody knows, we hold many attendance records, and we hold the one in the Superdome.
Oh, DiBiase! What a clothesline! Man,
I got to give it to him. That was a clothesline. He couldn't do it to me, but that was a good clothesline. Picks him up for the slam. Good slam. That's it. He's going for the figure 4.
And he is a master at the figure 4.
That's history. Now, if it was me, I know how to reverse it. I can get out of it. But this punk here, he's through.
DiBiase's got it locked. What a victory. Ted DiBiase control the match from the outset. The fans love it.
Hey, I'm sick of him. I'm sick of this whole thing. I got to wrestle Terry Taylor. I'm going to go get up. I'm getting ready for my match. You just have to check me later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, those comments from Michael Hayes, a tremendous victory for that man, Ted DiBiase. And we'll be back with some comments from Cowboy Bill Watts
Don't go away. We'll be right back after this on the Mid-South Sports Network. Michael Hayes has gone to the dressing room to prepare to go against Terry Taylor later in this hour. But right here last week, ladies and gentlemen, it really broke loose. The president of the Universal Wrestling Federation, my partner here at ringside, Cowboy Bill Watts, had all he could stand with the Russian flag and this Russian sentiment from Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Korstia Korchenko, and a situation ensued that, well, everybody is talking about. I respect Cowboy Bill Watts as much as any man I have ever known, not just for his principles, but more importantly, I think, in many occasions for his patriotism. He made a stand physically, and he made another stand with an interview. I think you will never forget it. Listen to this. Let's go back in time 1 week.
I'm out here in my official capacity. You just tell him to step aside. This argument's between you and I. I don't want the Russian flag being put on anybody. Now, just a minute. I want to be real clear. I hope you're not trying to intimidate me with all this muscle power, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm president of this company, and I'll guarantee you'll all be wrestling someplace else. Just keep them back. Just keep them back. Just keep them back then.
We can't raise the flag. We can't raise the Russian flag anymore out here. We can't raise the flag anymore.
That's right. The flag is not going to be put on anybody else.
Wait a minute, Doc. Wait a minute. Come on. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Put it back. Keep your guys back. Keep your guys back. Keep them back.
He's had all he can stand of the Russians and DiBiase and Dr. Death. Where? Cowboy Bill Watts, Dr. Death, the Cowboys teeing off for the Russians. He's a proud American. He can't stand it any longer. Cowboy Bill Watts, Dr. Death, and DiBiase are cleaning house. They're standing tall. Watch with their right hand to Sting that sends him flying. And look who's standing. Look who's standing. 3 Americans. And this crowd in Tulsa is standing. They love it. The big cowboy. He's an American. He doesn't hide it. He is standing tall at Dr. Death and DiBiase. DiBiase's putting on the glove, getting ready for war.
We've just seen, ladies and gentlemen, what happened last week here on the Universal Wrestling Federation, the incident that Cowboy Bill Watts got involved in, and now we're at the Watts home in Bixby, Oklahoma, the gymnasium more specifically. Bill, the phone has been ringing off the hook. People have been asking from all over the country, what's going on? You lost your temper last week, no doubt about it. Where do we go from here?
Well, let me tell you, I've always had a temper problem. Anybody who knows me knows I got a temper problem. And I'm telling you, when you're talking about America and Russia, I get hot real quick. I remember when Doc, when I was scouting him, I went down to OU, and the last match, the Russian heavyweight, and Doc was geared up, and the OU crowd was screaming, and the Russian heavyweight forfeited because he looked over in Doc's eyes and saw that he couldn't handle what was going to be across the mat from him. You see, Russians are that way. They don't ever start anything unless they got the odds in their favor. Big, tough Russia jumping Afghanistan with their mule carts and their ancient artillery and stuff like that. They're really big, tough guys. So I got a sore problem with Russians as Doc. And I'll tell you one other thing. As long as there's blood in this heart beating through these limbs, nobody's going to come walk over me. And I told you when I saw what happened at the Superdome with Doc that it burned my fanny. And sometimes, I don't care what, when you're the president of something, the passing the buck stops at the top, not at the bottom. And Doc, I've seen him get the shaft with these Russians jumping him, and it's just more than I can stand. So they want to fight? Let me tell you, I did. I retired from wrestling in the last Stampede, and I've kept this T-shirt. It was a great moment. And I'm not coming back to wrestle, Doc. I'm coming back to do something that every great wrestler, that is second nature to him, that's a dog-eat-dog street fight. And it doesn't take a lot of long-winded, endurance-type condition. All it takes is hearts and guts and desire, and I got the meanest son of a gun I know walking, to walk tall with Cowboy Bill Watts one more time, and we're gonna cut your tails and take your names and ship your fannies right back where you ought to be.
So there you hear it, everybody. The stage, I tell you what, it's an explosive situation, almost like World War III. Cowboy Bill Watts, the supreme street fighter, is ready for action with Steve, Dr. Death Williams, Ted DiBiase, whoever it may be. But next week, ladies and gentlemen, right here on television, I've been informed that Ivan and Nikita Koloff will be right here on television next week, and they're going to join their comrade Korchenko to make a statement about what Cowboy Bill Watts had to say. And we'll tell you more about that as the hour progresses. We got a lot of more great action coming your way, and we'll have it for you right after this brief timeout.
Be better than winning the North American heavyweight title? What could be better? What could be better would be winning Universal Wrestling Federation heavyweight title and being part of history right here in Houston, Texas at the Sam Houston Coliseum, which we will be part of. Now, Dr. Death Steve Williams is going to be our first opponent in a one-night tournament to decide the champion. So we're going to love this. We're going to boot Steve Williams right out of the tournament. We're going to go right on one by one. We'll get down right to the end. We're going to hold the big flag up. Korchenko will walk in the ring. He's going to put whoever it is. We do not care. He will put them down. The 1, 2, 3. They will give us the belt. I will take the $100,000. And then we are going out in Houston, Texas, and showing the people there the biggest party, the biggest time you've ever seen. We're going to celebrate, and we might even give Mr. Gorbachev a nice phone call and tell him you won.
A tournament to end all tournaments. Because it's the creation of history. Universal Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. And it means more people in Houston than any World's Championship, because it's the universe. And when you talk about the universe, you talk about one man. It's Kamala, the Ugandan giant. And I can't think of a better institution, a better company, a better anything than Devastation Incorporated, because I want the first UWF belt. And people all get it, because in the Bayou City, when the general tells you something, you go to the bank. And I just hope it can be Hacksaw Duggan, or Ted DiBiase, or DiBiase, or whatever his name is now. Well, let me tell you right now, in Houston, the new UWF champion will be the 8th wonder of the world, not Andre.
You're hot right now because of the Rockets, because of the Astros. Well, the hottest thing, the sensation of the nation out here, the $1 Million Kids. That's right, the Fox that rocks. The boys that were born on Bad Street. And we're coming to Houston for one thing, the all-night tournament for the UWF title. And the first seedings, the first parents, I'm going to take that little sissy punk Terry Taylor and rock and roll a beat on his head. Buddy's going to take care of goofy-eyed Duggan. And then Bam Bam's going to take Coco Beware and kick his behind. Because you understand this, Houston, we beat up everybody we've ever faced. And they didn't pay us $1 million to stop now. And you can tell, I ain't getting older, I'm just getting better. So put it in your bank, put it in your pipe, smoke it any way you like it. When the thing is settled, we got 3-on-1 chance, we'll have that belt.
Houston, here we come in the Sheepherders match. Houston, here we come in the barbed wire match. The Sheepherders match, the one where the Sheepherders spill the most blood, the most bad type of match in professional wrestling today. And Fantastics, as we get those pretty Yankee bodies of yours and tear them to shreds on the barbed wire. Shreds! Think of the universal belt you stole off us. And when we get your pretty little Yankee heads and rip them to pieces with the barbed wire, rip down your face. Think of the $1 million you cost us. You stole from us. And when you got no bloody Yankee blood left, that's right. When it's all gone, all run out of your then we're gonna pin you for the universal titles.
And at the combined weight of 585 pounds, Luke Williams and Butch Miller, the Sheepherders. Also in their corner, Jack Victory. Their opponents first from Tennessee, 30 pounds, Tracy Smothers. And 220 pounds from St. Petersburg, Florida, Brett Wayne Sawyer. This match, 1 fall or 10-minute time limit.
Thanks very much for staying with us, everybody. Jim Ross with you at ringside. Michael Hayes has gone to the locker room to prepare to wrestle Terry Taylor later in the hour. Interesting situation has arose from that absence. I've been informed that Ted DiBiase wants to do the color commentary during that match. As we see the Sheepherders and this tremendous crowd at the Tulsa Convention Center showing their sentiment. You see American flags in this facility, dotting the tremendous crowd here. Our next television taping will be on Sunday night, May 25th. What a phenomenal card. 7:30 starting time. The Russian Peter Koloff will be with us. That Cowboy Bill Watts situation with Dr. Death. Those statements, I've never heard any stronger statements. It's about time that we Americans stood up for what we believe in. And the big cowboy is certainly one that has always stood his ground. And I'm sure if he's watching the monitor at this time or watching the television at home that he is just as incensed as he was. He doesn't get over things like that too easily, quite obviously. As the Sheepherders, it'll be Luke Williams of the Sheepherders going against Cat Quick. Brett Wayne Sawyer, they're exchanging right hands. As Luke Williams, who may be somewhat more deranged than his partner, and that's certainly no compliment to Butch Miller. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Brett Sawyer has got the Sawyer blood in him, because he doesn't back away from anybody. Crazy Luke breaking the eyes. Sheepherders, former UWF Tag Team Champions. Sawyer with a tremendous forearm, and he tattoos Miller on the outside. Tracy Smothers come in. It's 2-on-2. These two fine young American athletes standing toe-to-toe with these veterans from New Zealand. There you see, what a mug. Luke Williams, Brett Sawyer once again exchanging blows. That would look maybe just a little low there. Face first into the turnbuckle. Brett Sawyer now getting to the corner, and the tag is made. Tracy Smothers in. Smothers now fighting back against Butch Miller. The big news in tag team wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. UWF has signed and will sanction a barbed wire cage match against the Sheepherders in a fantastic situation once and for all. And I got to tell you, the cage matches are brutal enough, but when you have a barbed wire cage, well, let your imagination take you to that match. I've never seen anything like it. It's going to be, well, that's one heck of a way to have to settle a situation, but that is what it's come to. It's that physical with these two teams. As Crazy Luke's working over Tracy Smothers here in the Universal Wrestling Federation. Elbow right to the face. And the Sheepherders now controlling this match. Crazy Luke on the second rope there. Luke down head first. Tracy Smothers moved out of the way. Smothers with a drop kick, full extension. And Crazy Luke goes all the way out. On the floor and over the barricade, Crazy Luke Williams of the Sheepherders. There's Jack Victory. Lady Maxine, as you may well have noticed by now, how could you miss her? She was there, not side. Boy, was she incensed about the situation with Dark Journey, with Journey threw that T or whatever it was in her face. The challenge has been issued, and later in the hour,
There's this crowd, USA, and I love it. Lady Maxine preparing for her encounter. And Williams, an overzealous Tracy Smothers, and Williams with a high place knee right to the face. This great crowd, I love the patriotism. UWF is on fire with American spirit in every arena in this great land of ours. We hope you will join us in the live event, the next one in your area, as we see Butch Miller with a double chop. Phenomenal action. Lateral press. He's got the leg grapevine, count of 2. The action's so great in the arenas. Bring your family out. They'll love it. Sheepherders now, kicking it in gear like a well-oiled machine. Look at Tracy Smothers on the Sheepherder side of the ring. Double chop. That thrust and Luke Williams now punishing Tracy Smothers. Lateral press. Another 2 count. Near fall, and Tracy Smothers has got to reach down. He's got to reach down and hold on. He needs to make the tag with his partner. Jack Victory there with the New Zealand flag at the bottom of the ring. Vicious elbow by Luke Miller. Another tag. Well, they're veterans. They've been champions in 37 countries. You've heard them say that in their interviews. Body slam by Luke Miller. Miller goes for the knee, and Tracy Smothers escapes disaster once again by moving out of the way. Get the tag, he's made it. The tag is made, and Brett Wayne Sawyer's in there. High elevation. Williams is up in the light. Great drop kick. There's a tag. Smothers back in. He got a moment to catch his breath. Smothers elevates Williams, and now Smothers is on the offensive. Smothers with a drop kick. Oh! Smothers went for that big splash type maneuver, but Williams pulled the knees right up into the solar plexus of Smothers. Smothers is now, I don't know if he's got any air left in him. Vicious, another knee. They buried it. If he had any air left, it's gone now. That unusual mark or whatever it is. Look at that! I never seen that. They buried, one sheepherder buried the head of the other deep into the midsection of Smothers. And Smothers is in dire straits now. Double knee drop. This has got to be it. Miller's the legal man in the ring. There was a tag. I wonder why he's not pinning the man. I'm right there. More punishment's the reason, quite obviously. They wanted more punishment to the American athletes. Remember, USA, I don't think it's going to do Tracy a lot of good right now. The Sheepherders, whether